Kia ora team, and welcome to another DayZ builds. No, you do not need to adjust the horizontal or the vertical on your set. We are not in the Matrix. Actually, we are, but never mind. What we're doing is we're doing a build, and it's nighttime, so I'm going to be building at night. I got a bit to do, so I will be building at night, and that's fine. And then come morning, we can have a look at what we are gloriously building. So, this is Novodmitrovsk, and it's a bit foggy, but that's what's happening down there. And we're in the enormous, great big tower at Novodmitrovsk, and something's happening down there. Should we go and have a look? Right, so this is a bit of a fun build, a kind of a tongue-in-cheek build, because this is not what I would normally build. I would not normally build here. This is very, very obvious, and very, very visual, and very, very not me. But I thought I'd give it a go anyway, because there is some things people do build up here. You can build up here. You obviously can build up here. It's a great vantage point. You can see a long distance. You've got the hospital over here. You have these apartments over here that people build in. You've got the main square down below, and you've got the main town. You've got this hill with this radio mast up on it. You've got this back section which then leads up into the hills and the road which takes you along the top of the map, and you can absolutely build here, and people do build here. So I thought that I would show you what a build might look like. So one of the things about using this tower for sniping and things is the concrete pillars are good when you get up there. When you get up around right up at the very top is a bit more exposed, but up here you've got these concrete pillars. But the minute you come out up onto this deck up here, you are very much exposed, especially to this hillside over here. Like I said, people build up here. It's easy to get up on those rooftops. You've got the hospital. You've got a variety of potential sniping locations that people can shoot from. Probably less so from out here. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. You can do from over here and down there and so on. So the minute you come up here, you're going to be exposed. And you really want access to that tower up there as well. So I've put in a bunch of screening panels. There's 3 per side. There's 12 screening panels in total. And yes, they are meant to have holes in them. You might want to create an entirely fenced structure around the top. That's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. But sometimes I find value in having these gaps. Gives you a different kind of a viewpoint. I'm going to put a platform up here on each of these panels as well, so that we can climb up and see out and have a peek and a nosy. But the gaps are intentional, and I have left them there intentionally. If you don't want to have gaps, that's fine, but you might find that you're going to have to overlap your build a little bit, and you might find that instead of you're going to need 4 panels per side with a bit of an overlap, and so on and so forth. There you go. In terms of doors, the door at the back, which is the one that takes you all the way up to the top, this is able to be locked from the inside. So this is built so that it hinges that way, and once inside, you can code lock it from here, which is fine, and then you're up there. You might keep your barrels and things in there if you're really good sniper weapons, or your whatever. Remove that. The door around the front is hinged the opposite way, so the intention being that this is protected up here. It doesn't really matter. We'll talk about that when we have a look at the what will be the gate at the bottom, because if you check with Wobo, it actually doesn't matter what side the gate is a fence panel is on in terms of your necessity to cause damage. You can't certainly, sorry, with the gate panel. With the fencing panel, it's different. So with the fencing panel, if you have the open side, which is the construction side, people can come up and they can dismantle a timber panel. You can't do that with a gate. Sorry, with a gate. So with this hatchet, I can't dismantle the gate. I could dismantle the gate if it was unlocked and I had the pliers and I could reach the gate wire, which I can't here, so that's fine. But when it's code locked, the only way through a code locked gate is by destroying it. And it's the same either side, same damage on both sides, according to Wobo. So just so you're aware of that, there's no kind of weak side to a code locked gate. Right? This is going to be a full metal gate, and this is going to be a full metal gate, and they're both facing out into the world, so that in here you can't get through here, and you can't get through here. But I left it here so it's easily accessible to the code lock. You could move it over a little bit. I suppose I erred on the side of caution when I was placing it and left a little bit of a gap that's probably unnecessary. That's fine. That's fine. Move it over a little bit. It isn't going to change things. Also down in here, I put in some screening panels, and again, really focused in on this hillside, because this is kind of the danger hillside, in my opinion, in terms of shooting into here. Out this way, that's some very long shots. If you can shoot from that church into here. Anyway. And I didn't really bother on this side, but it is a bit of a weak side. But there's a few more things in the way over here. So, again, you could put screening panels in here if you really wanted to. I didn't really want to. So, 2 full metal gates. Right here. The other gates up at the top can just be timber. These are going to be full metal gates because they face the stairs. Down the stairs, another full metal gate. And we've got a couple of rooms. I haven't bothered sealing this room off. In a kind of a way, it's sealed off when this is shut. So that's kind of fine. Don't be tempted to code lock yourself in here. You'll never be getting out, okay? But I haven't bothered with putting a fence or a gate in there. You could if you wanted. There's a gate in here. Oh, opens into me. Sorry. So you can come in here. You got this hillside. Again, you could screen if you wanted to screen, but this build is already crazy. We'll talk about that nearer the end. We have another gate in here. I'll not go through everything. Another gate in here. We'll go downstairs. Another floor, another metal gate. Gates. I couldn't do a gate across here because this table is in the way and this is in the way, so I had to do this little jiggery pokery thing. And this one again, I wanted the hinge over here, and then this wall was in the way, and I wanted to be sure that I could reach the code lock, and I couldn't get the angle I wanted, so I had to do this triangular arrangement, which is fine. In here, let's talk about in here, because you need to be careful about this. So in here, this one not so much of a worry because this bookcase is here, but if you're in these rooms, just bear in mind that the gate opens pretty much 90 degrees. Alright, so there it is. So it's direct there, direct there. So it's a 90-degree opening, so you get this L-shaped thing. Now, if you put the gate in the wrong place, this opening comes in this way. It collides with the door, so you can't actually get out. So when the gate is actually open, you can't actually get out. So do be aware of that. Be careful with the placement of your gates. Downstairs. Now, the other thing is, it is a long way downstairs. You can't put screening panels on these stairs. There's just not enough room. You just can't fit one in. So there's apartments and things over here. And these are accessible apartments that people can get into. So when you're running up and down these stairs, which is a lot of stairs, it could be a little bit problematic, and we're at the back. Now, what's happening down here? Let's talk about what's happening down here, because there's this low ceiling above me. So if you try and build under here, which it will let you do, you can't build the top bit. You can build the bottom bit, but you can't build the top bit. So you can come out here. This is about as close as I can probably get. I might be able to get a smidge closer in, but you can't really get in under this bit. So you need a gate. Now, there's a problem with this gate. If you want to be able to access this gate, you need to be able to access the code lock, which means that you need to hinge it on this side, because you can't come in this side and access the code lock. It just isn't going to work. So you need to be able to have the hinge on this side, which means that the code lock's over there. Now, we should be able to reach the code lock, and we'll check at the end. If not, there's a bit of jiggery pokery that you could do. But as I was pointing out, it doesn't matter which side of the gate you are on. A gate is a gate is a gate. So you can't, when it's here, you can't sneak past it to jump this. You're faced with a gate, so it is a significant obstruction. So I haven't built it yet because it's a pain in the bum. And it hinges this side. I'm just getting myself all confused. It hinges this side so I can access the code lock here. So we come in through this door. We don't come in through that door. That's just for construction purposes. So we're ultimately going to end up coming in through this door. And we're going to come in here. And we're going to find ourselves in this little area. And we're going to be able to open our gate. And we're going to be able to go upstairs. And that's how we're going to go. So, but what that means is that anyone coming in this side sees the construction side of the gate, as we're going to call it. But that doesn't matter, because you can't dismantle a gate while it has a code lock on it. You have to either remove the code lock, or you have to destroy the gate, which removes the code lock. Got it? Got it. Right. Blimey. What I have to do is I have to get some construction going, because there is an awful lot of stuff. So dawn is probably on the horizon almost, so I need to get on with constructing so I can get this finished, so I can get you guys in before a new day. How many things there are in total? Well, that's actually something to be concerned about. There's 5 full metal gates, there's 9 timber gates, and there's 17 timber panels, and I'm going to put 4 platforms on them. There's an awful lot of gates. You don't need to go to that extreme. You could put 1 gate on each floor and just be done. It's entirely up to you. The more gates you can accommodate, the harder it is for people to break in and break through. And they don't know where your best gear is. So you could randomly store it in one of these rooms or another room somewhere else, and they have no clue. Assuming all your best gear at the top is probably a bad idea. So you could basically make them have to search every single room to find everything. And you might even spread your gear around so you know where the ammo is, all one room, and all the guns are in a different room. Whatever the story is, use your brain, use your noggin, use your what have you. But as it happens, Mr. What have you, I have some stuff to build, so I better get on and build it, and I will see you all real soon. Right, well, welcome back, and here we are at the bottom of the tower. Let's go have a look, shall we? Oh, hello. Right, see what I mean? There's a gate. You can't, not gonna get past there, but at the same time, you can't reach that Codelocks. So, all right, fine. For those of you that know, you can climb the windows. Just watch out for the broken glass, will you? Come around here, open the door. And you're like, aha! Okay, come in here. You can lockpick that if you like, and you have your code lock. There we go. Get your way in. Dash upstairs. Where the gate shuts on you. Pop your code lock on, and you're in here. Hooray, hooray! You're in. So, all the way upstairs, like I said, not a lot I can do about the windows. The windows are what the windows are, but that is what it is. Come all the way up here. And we now have the first of these metal gates, which is quite significant. You can obviously reach the code lock there, that's not a drama. And in here, like I've said, you've got these separate rooms. I'm not going to go through in all of them, you've seen them all before. So you've got timber in there, you got some timber in there, you got some timber in there, you got your gate. Go past that. Second metal gate. Okay, second metal gate. We got timber in there. We got timber in there, and we got timber in there. I forgot that one. Let's pretend that one's been finished, shall we? And we go up to the top, where we've got this slightly jinky thing, but that's okay, that's fine. That's not the end of the world. Metal gate. And we're into the very top. So, stop. Pull yourself a Beger lager, or a dark lager, or whatever you like. Sit down, play the piano. Play me a song and a piano man. All that kind of jazz. Have a look at the photos. Try not to get shot. Hello. Try not to get shot. Again, you could use a different kind of screening mechanism for these. I kind of staggered these, and that's fine. You could run them in a line if you wanted. You could do timber posts with just the camo netting if you wanted to, if you had a lot of camo netting, or you wanted to be able to kind of duck in and duck out. People can see through camo netting, so just do be aware of that. You could put more things around. You could change it. You could have like one side, maybe this side you could have like a square box which is completely sealed off, like a kind of a safe room. Whatever. I mean, the thing with these big rooms is there is quite a bit of space. There's a few things like tables and chairs that you need to look out for and watch out for, and you really need to be aware of the vantage points in the windows, but again, not to restrict yourself too much. It is possible to kind of sneak around relatively low to the ground, so that is something to just think about and consider. But this is what everybody kind of wants, so you've got the sort of, people will probably skip all the other gates to try and get up here anyway, and when they do come up here, they're faced with yet another gate, which we can lock from this side, and we're up here at the top. So we've got these panels, like I said, that have all been built off. I put platforms up here so you can still run up, have a nosy around, you can still duck down, and do all of the kind of bits and pieces that you need to do, want to do, have to do. You can then come through here, and this takes you up to this vantage point, which is up here, which is a good place to go spying on what's happening. Or if you want, you can go all the way to the very tippity top, which is all the way up to the tippity top here. And you have this other area where it would be a very tight squeeze to try and build in and around here. But if you really felt like it, I don't know, I don't think you could really do it, but you can come all the way to the tippity top. So there we go. It's a lovely view, and it's time to talk about builds. So yeah, it's a lot, and I'm not going to deny that it is a lot. There's a lot of panels. Like I said, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. I wouldn't really build up here, but I do realize that people build some monumental bases and do some fairly large-scale building. If there's a team of people and they dominate a server and they can soak up all the supplies, because nine out of 10 issues with base building is supplies. And I'm a solo player, so I don't really play in a team of people regularly. So for me, just getting the supplies is a nightmare. Nails in particular, planks and stuff. But then the other thing is transporting it around. You really, really, really need a truck to transport this stuff around, and sometimes it takes more than one trip, even with a truck, because you've got so much stuff to cart around. So anyway, what have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Well, we've got an awful lot of panels. And as I'm sure you're aware by now, your basic standard panel is 2 logs, uh, 4 planks and 8 nails for the lower frame, 4 planks and 8 nails for the upper frame, and 5 planks and 10 nails for the lower wall, and 5 planks and 10 nails for the upper wall, making a grand total of 2 logs, 18 planks, and 36 nails for your average timber panel. You want to start modifying those, things get kind of interesting. Add in the platforms, 13 planks and 31 nails for a platform and 2 stairs. If you want to change it up to a gate, obviously you're really just adding 1 wire and 1 codelock. And if you want to change it up to a full metal wall, which I have done here, each section of wall is 3 metal sheets and 12 nails, so a full wall. Instead of the timber paneling, you have metal paneling, which is 6 metal sheets and 24 nails. I have 5 full metal gates. I have 9 full timber gates. I have 17 timber panels with 4 platforms, which gives me a grand total for this build of 62 logs, 560 planks, 1,260 nails, 30 metal sheets, 14 wire, and if you really wanted to, 14 code locks. You need a spreadsheet just to remember what codes you had. You could, in theory, take the risk that you have some kind of sequential numbering for the code locks. So you start at 2050, and the next one's 2060, and then the next one's 2070, and so on. That kind of thing. On the proviso that it's pretty unlikely that someone's going to be able to work out your code. But you never know. It requires an awful lot of time to crack a 4 code lock. Not that it's not possible. I've done it, but it's just to then have to go and crack a second and then have to work out the code and do. Yeah. Anyway, by that time you probably figured out that someone's already gotten into your base at some shape or other, and you'll take action against it or about it. So there you go. This is Novo. This is the Grand Tower at Novo. I think it's a clock tower. I think there's a clock down there. So I think it's the Grand Clock Tower at Novo. And this is my build. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, so there you go. But I've given you some thoughts, some ideas, I think, about how you might do some of the things. You might just say, you know what, I'm just going to fence off the floor in its entirety, and I'm not going to bother with individual gates and individual rooms. I'm with that. You want to use camo net screening. I'm also with that. You could do a different kind of build. As I've said before, horses for courses, and there's many, many variations. This is just one way to look at it. The only thing I'd say is you do need to be very careful about this side. Just close that door because it's in the way. Do need to be very careful about this side. There's a lot of opportunity for people over here to really make trouble for you. This side a bit less so. You've got these industrial units. Sorry, wrong one. You've got these industrial units up here at the hill, which someone on the roof, it's still a good vantage point. They could be lying prone. and still get a fairly reasonable chance of a shot. I think everything else down here they'd be shooting up, which is not to say that it's not doable. Of course it is doable. And you've got these hills over here. Again, you've got these rocks. It would be good to climb down into those rocks and be prone. It means that you're harder to see, whereas people over here somewhat stand out against this object, I can tell you. Anyway, we did make it. We had to build through the night, but such is DayZ. I do hope you like it. Do click the like button, do subscribe to the channel, do click the bell notification so you know when the next one of these is coming out. Feel free to drop any lines or comments or ask for questions or clarifications or share your hints and tips, and I will see you all again real soon. Ta-ta for now.
PlayStation